Listen, lead, and live wisely. Story based on Proverbs 29. It was late afternoon, and Micah and Grandpa Eli were walking back from the community center after a youth meeting. On the way home, Micah shared something that had happened. One of the kids got in trouble for not following the rules again, Micah said. But he just laughed it off. He never listens. Grandpa Eli nodded thoughtfully. That reminds me a lot of Proverbs 29. Let me tell you a story that shows what it teaches. Stubbornness leads to trouble. There was a boy named Drew. He was warned many times by teachers and parents to change his behavior, but he always ignored them. He thought the rules didn't apply to him. Eventually, things got worse. He lost friends, got suspended, and still didn't understand why. Proverbs says, a person who refuses correction again and again will suddenly be broken and there'll be no fixing it. When leaders are fair, people rejoice. In another town, a leader treated everyone with respect and made fair choices. The people were happy and peaceful. But in the next town over, a selfish leader only cared about money and power. The people were sad and afraid. Proverbs says, when the righteous rule, people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, people groan. A wise child brings joy. There was a family with 2 sons. One son listened, worked hard, and cared about others. The parents were proud and joyful. The other son made poor choices and got into trouble. It broke their hearts. Proverbs says, a wise child brings joy to their parents, but a foolish one brings sorrow. Control your anger. There was a boy named Troy who always lost his temper. A small problem would turn into a shouting match. His anger got him into more trouble than the problem ever did. But his friend Evan stayed calm, even when people teased him. In the end, Evan earned respect. Proverbs reminds us that quick tempers cause fights, but patience brings peace. Stand up for the poor. In their neighborhood, some kids made fun of a boy because his clothes were old. But one girl stood up for him and invited him to sit with her. Proverbs says, when you defend the rights of the poor, you honor God. But ignoring them is a sin. Flattery can be a trap. There was a man who told people only what they wanted to hear so they'd like him. But deep down, he didn't care. Proverbs teaches us that flattery is a trap. It may sound nice, but it can lead to destruction. Fear of people versus trust in God. Micah, Grandpa said, there are times you'll feel afraid of what people think. But if you let that fear control you, you'll make bad choices. Proverbs says, the fear of man is a trap, but trusting in the Lord keeps you safe. Discipline leads to wisdom. Parents and teachers don't correct you because they're mean, they do it because they love you. Without correction, people end up doing whatever they want and chaos follows. But when we accept discipline, we become wiser. Speak carefully and lead with integrity. Whether you're a friend, a helper, or even a leader someday, Grandpa said, speak wisely, act with fairness, and treat others with respect. That's what Proverbs 29 is all about, listening to correction, standing up for justice, and living with integrity. Micah nodded slowly. So if I stay humble, listen to advice, and don't let fear or anger lead me, I'll be living wisely? Grandpa Eli smiled. Exactly. And wisdom is something God blesses and others notice.